Hi everyone, and thanks again for stopping by to my channel today. I'm going to show you how I made this wine glass, and it is an etched wine glass. So instead of using vinyl, you will be using vinyl as a stencil and this thing called Armour Etch, which is that etching material. A lot of you have probably seen this before. People make wine glasses like this, beer mugs, dishware, a brownie pan. I'm thinking of brownies, of course, but a cooking pan, something like that. I love putting vinyl on things, but I think etching, it makes it almost look more classier, it looks more elegant, and it actually is super easy to do this, guys. I've never tried this before. This is my first time, clearly because I made some mistakes on here, but I will explain why and how you can avoid those mistakes. And before I get into the tutorial, I wanted to share some news with everyone. So I recently posted a TikTok on a shirt that I made in regards to the new show on Netflix called Outer Banks. I'm debating on watching it maybe a second time. It blew up. I did not expect it. I mean, I kind of expected it, but I didn't expect it to be that popular, and I did announce this on my Instagram story, but I'm going to be officially launching my Etsy shop. I don't want to give a certain date yet because I kind of want to keep you guys on your toes. If you want to know when I will be launching my Etsy shop, I will be posting a lot on my Instagram. I will probably tell you guys on YouTube as well. Please follow me on all of my social media platforms, but I will be changing my Instagram and my Facebook name. Everything's going to stay the same. My YouTube name is going to still stay the same, as well as my TikTok name, AmyNicoleDIY. I will be posting a lot of my shop items, but I also will be keeping you guys updated on everything throughout my life on that Instagram. I'm kind of doing an entire revamp of all of my platforms. So let's get into the tutorial. Let's get Cricut Design Space ready and open, and then we're going to go to Google to get our coordinates. I use this website latitude.to, which I've also used before for previous projects with coordinates. So obviously Google has the coordinates right there as well, but I like to use this website just to double check that it's right. And we can scroll down and see that it does match, so I'm going to copy and paste the coordinates into Cricut Design Space, and the degree symbols won't show up at first, but that's okay because we are using a different font than the default that Cricut Design Space offers. The font that I'm going to use is called Accidental Presidency. I'm going to make it into 2 lines to fit onto the wine glass and minimize the line spacing. I removed the comma because I also didn't like it, but it is up to you if you want to keep it. I went ahead and ungrouped everything to make some small changes, and then I grouped it once I was done. I measured the wine glass off camera and decided that the coordinates should be about 3.3 inches long. Once I liked the size, I then grouped it, welded it, saved my project, and then clicked Make It. Now, this part is super important. You want to make sure that there's extra vinyl around your design so you don't have extra Armour Etch getting on the outside of the design. Once you finalize the placement, we can get our Cricut ready and place the vinyl on our mat. I have a roller tool to press the vinyl down a little bit more. The Cricut will then cut the design when you are ready. Once it's done, we can remove the mat and remove the vinyl. I cut off just a small amount of extra vinyl and then weeded my design. You'll want to weed the actual letters since we will be painting the inside of the design. I then cut my transfer paper, removed the backing, and carefully placed it on the design. This is where I sort of messed up because you must make sure that there are absolutely no bubbles. If there are bubbles, you will not have a clean stencil to work with, and some of the Armour Etch will bleed onto the outside of the actual design. Try and scrape down the design as much as you can, and then remove the backing so it's ready for the wine glass. Let's prepare our wine glass with some rubbing alcohol. Use a cotton ball to gently put alcohol on it so the design adheres better. Once it's dry, carefully place the design onto the wine glass and make sure it is straight and bubble free. I suggest maybe cutting off more vinyl and using tape to avoid getting the Armour Etch outside of the stencil. This would most likely help avoid bubbles also. Then you can carefully place the vinyl onto the glass and use the scraper tool again. Remove the transfer tape and lay a paper towel down for a mess-free workspace. I used a small paintbrush like this from Amazon and a small bottle of Armour Etch also from Amazon. The trick is to not be afraid to use a lot of this stuff. You want to make sure it is heavily painted on so it'll apply better to the glass. Once you're done, you can leave it on for about 15 minutes. You want to make sure you're wearing gloves because Armour Etch is very toxic to the skin. Let's get it to the sink and use light pressure to rinse it off. I also used lukewarm water. Also, don't be alarmed if it looks like it all came off because it didn't. I actually freaked out because it looked like it was all removed. Then, once you're done, you can lightly pat dry with a paper towel. Take off the vinyl and then use the weeding tool to get those smaller areas. Once you remove all the vinyl, you are done. Thank you everyone so much for watching this video. So I do want to make a note that for this, it was not perfect. There are some areas that bled a little. I can't stress it enough that you need to make sure that when you apply the vinyl on, there has to be no bubbles. It's very difficult to have no bubbles. It's not a flat surface, so you have to make sure that everything is applied easily. I was trying to make sure that it was straight and that it looked good, the placement was fine, and I was kind of worrying about a lot of different things, and this is a big design. So I think if you do want to try etching cream at first, I think you should start with a more simple design, maybe like a heart and a letter, or you could even just do a monogram with 3 letters. This was more intricate, but I did want to make this video for everyone, and I just didn't want to let it flop because I worked really hard on it. So I want to thank everyone for watching this video, and if you liked this tutorial, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up and click my subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, more tutorials, and I hope everyone is enjoying this week and staying safe and healthy as always. And that's all I have. I will see everyone in the next video. Bye!